Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to talk about a show that just came out, a show that I don't know anything about, but I'm watching it for the first time because it's something that people do so you can get my reactions and feelings of the thing that I'm talking about. And the thing that I'm talking about today is the new show. It's an animated series. It's a brand new animated series on Amazon Prime. 3 episodes are up. Go watch them if you haven't. It's very great. I'm loving it so far. I have not read the comic books, and I do plan on reading it after the first season finishes, just to see how different it is. My brother has seen it, so when I watch it blind, he sees my reaction to it. First episode, I was kind of like iffy about it because it was like the Justice League or the Guardians of the Globe. I was like, these are just the Justice League, but like parody. This is a parody of the Justice League. Yeah. So when seeing this first episode, I was like, oh, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna guess their name because we see them in action, but you don't hear their names. So the Speedster, the Flash parody, I did not know his name. So I guessed Rushing Red, something like that, because I saw his chest had a RR, so I was like, okay, RR. So I was like, Rushing Red. It turns out I was close. So I think it was Red Rush. And it turns out he's Russian. So I'm, Russian Red. Oh, God. I'm hilarious. And then there was Green Ghosts, I think is a parody of Green Lantern mixed with Martian Manhunter. It's funny because when I saw like the powers of Green Ghost, she was turning invisible. So I made a joke that she has like the power of a green screen, and her costume is just pure green. So it reminded me of like those green screen costumes. So I called her green screen. And then there was the fish who of course is a parody of Aquaman. I don't know if these are parodies, but I call them parody just so I can like be like, all right, so this person is this person is that. All right, so the fish, I was like, what's this fish's name? I was like, fish sticks. And I kind of thought about it, like, why does that sound familiar? A fish named Fish Sticks. And then I realized that that's a character in Fortnite. Yes, I play Fortnite. And yes, I'm cracked. Do I know how to build? No, I don't know how to build, but it doesn't matter because I still get the wins. Check out my wins. Damn. It's already a world of superheroes, and this is not like your rated E for everyone superhero show. Yeah. Yeah. So then we're introduced with Mark Grayson, the main protagonist. He ain't no dick. He's a Mark, as in Dick Grayson. Nightwing. Okay. So Mark Grayson, he doesn't have any powers. His dad is Omni-Man. Omni-Man is the Superman of the series. We get a little backstory. And it's funny because when we were getting a backstory of Omni-Man, it's like, oh, he comes from a different planet where his people patrol. And I was like, oh, so it's kind of like Krypton. But then when I saw them flying in their own planet, I was like, all right, so it's not like Krypton. It's more like the Saiyans. He's like a Saiyan. They accept the opposite of a Saiyan because they are nice. That was a terrible wink. Um, I like this whole concept of being a hero because I love superhero films. I just love superheroes in general. I love origin stories because I love seeing new ways of making new heroes. I think it's a great thing. We have Mark. He's a typical teenager with a gay best friend. He does not have powers, and then one day he does get powers. His dad is like, well, son, looks like maybe you're ready for this. Turns out his dad was like, you know what, I think it's kind of too late for you to have powers. You're kind of weak. You don't know how to fight. You don't know how to do anything. And Mark is like, you know what, I'll prove you wrong. And he puts a homemade suit. Gotta love those homemade suits. They don't look that bad. So yes, he makes his homemade costume. He saves the day, and his dad sees him like, wow, it's very amateur of you to do this. If you're gonna be a hero, you gotta have a costume. So they go get a costume from this guy named Arthur or Art. I love it when a hero gets their costume for the first time. It represents what they will become, and it will show like how they will become iconic. And they even bring that up in the show, like, well, what do you want as a costume kid? Like, tell me. And he's like, I want something iconic. And then Art is like, everyone does. The thing is, you gotta make it iconic, and that's very, very true. When you make a persona or when you make a character, you gotta make it iconic. You gotta, like he said, you want kids to draw them on the side of their notebooks. And I did the exact same thing on like during middle school, elementary, middle school. I would always like sketch like spiders. So yeah, that was really cool. Like it was like very touching. Like, yeah, you want to be iconic, you gotta be iconic, man. So then he gets his first outfit, but he gets a blue spandex with a big yellow eye. And it's funny because I was like, that looks like a giant eye, and my brother was like, wow, I didn't even notice until like I was ahead in the comic books, and I was like, yeah, I mean, look, I have the eye for this. I know where this should go. I know the small details. I know everything. I know storytelling. So he gets his first costume, and he was playing baseball with his dad, and that's how he got his name, his inspiration for the costume. Because Art tells Mark, it's like, hey, if you're gonna build a costume, first you're gonna need a name. So when he was playing baseball with his dad, playing super catch, because they're superhumans or super aliens, whatever you want to call them. Kids your age think they're invincible, and he's like, except you actually are, because you're my son and you have these powers. And he's like, whoa, I found my name. So then he goes to Arthur, like, hey man, can you make this costume? He's like, yeah, sure, buddy. So then we see him flying around in his costume, having fun. And then he's like, oh, what's your name, kid? Like, my name is, and then it cuts to the main title of the series, and it's Invincible. And it's funny because I did that. I did that. That's the thing I did. If you go back to one of my first projects for my cinema classes, the ending of that short was like, "Hey, so what's your name, hero? My name is," and then it cuts off. That if this was like a full length, that would have been the title. Now, if I make this into a full length film, I cannot do that because then people are gonna be like, "Hey, you copied this from The Invincible," and that's a running joke too. Throughout, like episode 2, episode 3, it started out the same way. Like, hey, this looks like a job 4, and then Invincible. I think that's very great. And then we get a treat in the end of the first episode. In the first episode, we get a little backstory of every like Guardians of the Globe, the fake Justice League. Okay, so we get the Red Rush. Oh, he has a girlfriend. Like, he's trying to balance his life between being a hero and being a man. And then we have the Fish doing nothing. We have Green Screen having a day job, being a photographer for modeling. And then we have the Martian who trains with this like homeless kid. And the homeless kid, like, oh, you can stretch even further now. Good job. You're getting there. You're getting stronger. You're getting better. I don't remember everyone's story. Darkwing, he's pretty much a parody of Batman. Like, when I first saw Darkwing, I was like, oh, he's probably just a parody of Batman. And then when we see his city, it's exactly like Gotham from the animated Batman series. Red skies, dark, gritty. But yeah, they all get called in to, I guess, the Watchtower, or like their meeting place. Omni-Man comes in rushing and starts beating the shit out of them. As soon as Omni-Man came in and threw the first punch, I was like, this guy's evil. He's legit a Saiyan. He is a Saiyan. He's a Saiyan who came to Earth, and he's planning to conquer. But he's doing the long con. He's doing the long con. He found a wife. He got married. He had a child. He was hoping for that child to get that powers early so he can conquer the Earth. But the thing is, Mark didn't get his powers till his teenage years. So Mark wants to be a hero, and he knows the right from wrong. So if his dad tries to attack, he's gonna be like, well, Dad, I'm gonna have to take you down. It's gonna hurt. I'm gonna have to take you down. So that's the ending of episode 1 was amazing. Like, if you don't know where the story's going, it's gonna throw you off, man. It's gonna be a wild ride. Good thing I know how to tell a story, because I got the eye for that. I got the eye. I know when shit was about to go down. As soon as I saw Omni-Man rushing in, I was like, he's going to beat the shit out of them. He's going to kill them all. He's a fucking Saiyan. Damn Saiyans. So we continue with episode 2. In episode 2, it's just like, all right, so these people died, but we're keeping it a secret. Constantine Daredevil comes in and is like, yo, someone died here. I'm going to solve this mystery. He's a detective. And I was like, all right, cool. Do your thing, man. We're slowly being introduced to the world of, like, it's exactly what Marvel and DC is. You get heroes from other worlds. You got aliens. It's already a universe, a built universe, it looks like. I can't wait for it to, like, slowly show us the different, like, sides of it. All right, so Omni-Man, from the previous battle with his teammates, got his ass kicked by his teammates, but everyone else is dead except for Omni-Man. He's just badly wounded, so he's in the hospital, he's healing. And then Mark is like, hey, you know what, it's time for me to step up to be the hero. So he's flying around, and then aliens attack. He goes into action, he fights, but this is all new to him. The moment he gets down to the action, he sees people dying, and, well, let's just say that He doesn't know how to react to that. He sees people dying in front of him. He's like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. He sees this old lady in front of him, and she's like almost dead. So he picks her up, starts flying, takes her to safety, but he's flying so fast that he ends up wounding her even more. And so now she's just like broken. She's a broken old lady. Luckily the Teen Titans are here. The teen team, I think is what they're called, comes in and helps out. You know, we got Robot, we got Gwen Tennyson, Duplicate, and we have Bakugo. I don't know. Parody names. These are just the names I give them so I can remember them. The Rex, Duplicate, I forgot the other girl. They do their thing and then they leave, and then Invincible, it's left like, oh my god, the hell did I just experience? And so he takes the old lady to the hospital, and then at school, he's like, oh my god, my dad's like dying, and you know, I just experienced horrible things in that battle. And then he turns around and he sees Gwen Tennyson, and he's like, oh wait, that looks like the girl that helped me in that battle. So he goes up to her like, hey, you look familiar, like thanks for helping me fight yesterday. And she's like, the hell are you talking about? And it's like, oh shit, was that you in that costume? He's like, yeah, I'm invincible, you know. And he's like, that doesn't sound right when you say your name, you know, and like that. And he's like, yeah, you get used to it. They have a little therapy session like, hey, if you're gonna be a hero, you gotta stick through it, man. Like it's gonna be like that. It really be like that. That's how it is. People die. And that's the thing that Marvel and DC, like, that's the thing they haven't shown in like their movies, where civilians actually get hurt. Like, yeah, we see them evacuating, but we don't. We always see, we never see like dead civilians on the ground. And so seeing this is like it's fresh. Like, yeah, yo, like this is real. This is what would happen if aliens attacked us. She's like, hey, come to the Teen Tower, to the Titan Tower, and then we'll, you know, help you introduce the team and whatnot. And so he's like, all right, that's cool. And then he gets introduced. The aliens come back, so he becomes friends with them, stops the aliens. And then his simp powers come in, where Gwen Tennyson was like being captured by one of the aliens, and then he was like, oh no, the love of my life who I just met, I don't really know her, but you know, I'm a simp for her. So he's like, simp powers activate, and he beats the shit out of the aliens. So then the aliens retreat. The aliens come back and forth. The aliens apparently work on a different time. So when the aliens come to Earth, they age faster. A decade for them is like 3 days on Earth. So they would come back a decade later in their time and coming out better and stronger. And then the last time they come in, it's like, hey, yo, we back in this bitch. When they were heading to battle, Robot was like, yo, I don't think we're gonna make it out alive, so I'm gonna tell the government to nuke this place because I don't think we're strong enough to beat them. But then they're like, no, what the hell? No, we're heroes, you know, we're getting this shit done. So during the battle, they were having trouble, and then Omni-Man comes in like, yo, I'm not fully recovered, but I'm here to fight. And he sends them off to their own planet, and then he was like, you guys aren't gonna conquer Earth because that's my job. Because remember, he's a filthy Saiyan. Is that racist? He massacres the whole planet, and then he comes home like, hey, yo, I'm back. But he's still healing, and then it turns out that there's this alien coming, another alien coming from the skies. Nick Fury from this versions of Nick Fury. It was like, hey man, you gotta go fight him. Omni-Man's wife, Mark's mom, is like, he's not fully healed, he needs to rest, he just got home. And then Mark is like, you know what, I'll do it, I'll take this guy down. He's like, all right, go for it, kid. It's like, can I breathe in space? And his dad is like, nope, just like a Saiyan, you cannot breathe in space. Invincible goes up and fights the alien. Who are you? Why are you fighting this? And it's like, oh, are you like getting a timeout? Like, is this what we're doing? Are we halftime? Is it halftime right now? Yeah, let's take a break. Let's talk. I don't know who you are. Let's introduce each other. So they sit down and talk. The alien was like, hey, yo, I'm Jacko, the space patrolman. Like, I come to see if Earth is able to defend itself when it comes to like an alien attack. He's like, what are you talking about? Like, your planet signed up for this like treaty or whatever. And then Mark is like, oh, cool. And then he's like, yeah, this Uroth is doing pretty good. And he's like, Uroth, this is Earth, this is the wrong planet. So he's like, oh shit, my bad, I guess I'll leave. Like, hey man, you're not that bad for a hero. And he's like, thank you. And he's like, yeah. So he's like, all right, well, see ya. And then he flies away. I'm excited to see what's next. I'm gonna do 2 episodes at a time. So I already saw episode 3. I will talk about it and my thoughts when episode 4 rolls around, so I can talk about 3 and 4. So for now, episode 1 and 2 were really great. to set the whole world, the universe, like it's already lovable characters. It's already issuing like real problems when it comes to like superheroes, like the damage they do, you know, who can you trust, and then the mystery behind Omni-Man. I think that's great. Can't wait to see more and how they handle his situation. So with that, I'm in love. I can't wait to read it. I can't wait to predict what's gonna happen. With that, I say have a great day or night or wherever you are. Stay home, stay safe, stay blessed, get vaccinated. All right, bye.